sad. That was poor animal.
Now, can we at this point, like in terms of the cleanup process, like, can we drag the shark on board so the halfling can cook it for us?
That boat's not going anywhere.
Or can we drag the shark ashore and have like a barbecue?
Yeah.
How many of us would it take?
You can try to drag it to shore. Well, you're dwarf, yeah, you can. However, you have a more pressing concern at this exact moment. Pone goes unconscious because he's bleeding to death.
Of course.
Right, you cowardly elf.
Pone would have been fine. Pone
one wrong set right.
He would have been fine if he hadn't miscasted. He would have been just fine. All right, Pone.
What I thought you meant by doubles was like 61 versus 61.
No, double means the two.
Yeah, I got it now.
Are you sure?
Understood.
All right, so let me see here. At end of round,
I see the odds of this being. I see how it's harder now.
Okay.
Like, oh well, 61. What are the odds I'd ever fucking do something?
So, okay, so Pone goes unconscious. Dwarf, do you catch him?
Oh man. So as far as other, is Anna's character stable?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay, so Susan is good.
But she will speak to the manager. Oh yeah.
So I have to basically decide between grabbing the shark to feast on or saving Pone's character.
No, you're a dwarf and you're in water, which actually kind of works to your advantage in this particular circumstance. You can drag them both. You're heavy as hell.
Okay, I'm trying to think here. Well, of course I'm just trying to like yeah, so there's no downside, right? I mean, he's basically going to die.
Right, so you want to try and catch him, correct?
Yeah, I'll try and catch him.
All right, take an athletics check with plus 60.
Okay, you're fine. That's
just
like
don't roll a 96 through 100, essentially.
Oh boy!
I'm just Pone slips from my
Fuck,
all right,
dude! Oh my god!
Fortune point? Yes, no.
You're gonna die if you don't use your point. Oh, me? I don't have any more fortune points.
Okay, never mind. There he goes. All right. Anna, do you want to try and catch the wizard?
Oh, he insulted you.
Well,
I think we should.
Hard.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Dude, listen to Nick. He insulted you. Let him drive.
You've had a hard,
I tried to save him already.
You've had a hard day. No one will blame you.
Like, I feel like you extended your arm and then just pulled it back at the last second. You're like, oh.
Just like a Scar Lion King moment.
Is Pone conscious or is he unconscious right now?
No, he's unconscious. He's totally out.
Okay.
So what do I roll?
Roll a athletics check, but you're only going to get plus... I'll give you plus 40, since he's going to have picked up speed by the time he gets to you.
Mm-hmm. So there?
Yeah, he said plus 40.
Oh, plus 40. I didn't. It cut out.
I didn't hear him say.
Yeah, I didn't hear it either. I was just like waiting and intent.
Yeah. Success! I catch that ass.
All right, you catch him.
I catch it.
Great. All right, so
now stop the bleeding.
Now, y'all don't have to take any checks to get to the shore. However, in the time it will take to get to the shore, there's a very, very high chance that Pone's just going to bleed out and die. Pone,
Fair play.
The way bleeding works is after you've gone unconscious and a round has passed, which rounds take roughly 10 seconds to pass, at the end of every further round, until someone has stopped you from bleeding, you have a chance to bleed out. And the way that works is for every bleed condition you have, which you have 9, every bleed condition gives you a plus 10% chance to die.
You have a 90% chance to die.
So, I will assume that one of the Strigani on the boat is capable of stopping you from bleeding. If you can survive long enough to get to the shore. So all you got to do is roll a d100 and roll less than a 90.
Wait, isn't it the other way around?
Roll higher than a 90.
Oh my god.
Easy, dude.
Actually, we'll do it. We'll flip it. That makes more sense. So if you need to roll a 1 through 10. If you roll anything higher than that, you have to spend a fate point or your character's dead.
You got it, man. You got this right here, right now.
Nope, you're dead.
Just spam it.
Just like a panic twice.
I have 2 fate points.
Well, you only have to spend 1. A fate point like automatically changes destiny to make sure you survive.
Oh.
But you never get it back.
You get it back way, way, way later in life.
Well, obviously, I might as well use it, or else I'm
Yeah,
dead.
you have to.
Yep.
You have to.
All right. So, as the wood elf grabs onto your robe to prevent you from going off downstream to your inevitable doom, she's dragging you back, and it's almost like some deep river deity has taken notice of y'all's noble efforts and just the horrible, horrible hand you've been dealt. Perhaps it's Liadriel of the Mists, but regardless, some being takes pity on you, and as the wood elf is dragging your prone body back towards the shore, the water that passes by you seems to have some sort of other element to it. And as it passes over your body, it closes all of your wounds and drains the foul magics out of you, and you stop bleeding profusely out of all of your orifices, though you are very tired.
So should I ditch this 9? No.
Yeah, so you no longer have the bleed condition. And you are back to
Jesus.
0. You are right at 0 wounds.
I'm at what?
0.
Actually-
No hit points.
Actually, go to 1 wound. 0 typically means you're unconscious.
Go to, as in,
You have 1 wound.
if I get hit.
If you get hit with anything, you die again, basically.
Yes.
like a box. So watch out for those boxes.
All right.
A sharp edgy key.
So after that escapade,
I knew the gods were on my side.
Dude,
All of
I'm doing
you-
strong.
the Stragani, after some efforts, managed to get the boat secured and it not be sinking, and they basically managed to bring it over to the nearby shore.
Should we move our characters there as well?
Yeah, you can move your characters to shore. It's fine.
Can I drag the corpse of the shark as my prize?
I will take care of the shark.
Where's my old man? There he is.
The shark is our prey.
There.
All right, so, Vodoma, as she reaches the shore, is just raining praises on you guys, saying, "Oh, they've saved me. These heroes are clearly destined to take on the beast. Look how amazing they performed. They saved my life. Clearly, this is a sign from the ancestors. They told me someone would come." And the Stragani seem pretty happy with you. Reuter almost immediately jumps over the boat as soon as they approach shore and embraces his grandmother and is very thankful to the lot of you for helping saved her life. And everyone is very concerned about the wizard because he looks very drained. Oh, by the way, you have 9 tired conditions.
Oh.
You're very tired.
Sleep.
That basically, so a tired condition is basically until you have time to rest, you take a minus 10% penalty to all tests until you rest.
Is
As
he,
you-
is he conscious now?
Oh yeah, he's conscious.
Well, I approach to bitch slap him.
Wait, that might kill me. Don't do that.
Bitch slap. Dead.
Don't. I've done that before. Don't do that. I have accidentally killed a party member. All right, Reuter jumps down onto the ground. He goes, "By Sigmar's grace, that could have been a lot worse, couldn't it?" Now, I know this looks bad, but I don't think this is as serious a setback as you might think. We'll just head back to camp and fetch Thulgrim. He'll know how to patch up the boat and fish what supplies we can out of the water. And as he says that, and people are helping unload the boat onto the shore, there's a very ominous creaking noise. And with a sudden snap, the boat completely breaks in half and just collapses into a bunch of beams and timber, and most of it just sort of lazily starts to drift down the water. And he pauses for a moment and he says, well, never mind then. Ranald gives with one hand and takes with the other. I'm sure good fortune is right around the next bend. I am sorry to have to stretch the bounds of our contract, but it looks like instead of my barge carrying you, you'll have to help us carry our goods back to the camp. But for folks like you, people with a bit of gumption, I'm sure that's no trouble. It's only a short trip, and with everything else you've done for me today, maybe there will be a gold coin in it for you?
Wait, but are we on the shore of our destination spot, or?
You are on the correct shoreline, yes. It's just you have to walk, and it's going to be a bit of a walk.
I see.
I would like it known that I had nothing to do with that ship sinking.
You are going to help us, stinky, smelly little men.
I would like.
Where are you from? I mean, I know the other high elf is from a city, but what high elf city are you from, miss?
Rooter is waiting for a response if y'all will help carry things back to camp.
I would like to approach Rooter and ask that, in the face of the combat we just fought on his behalf, does he have anything he can provide me so that I can better protect the crew on the road, like any armor or weapons he would like to give me? I will glare at him angrily with my head, with a bite mark in my head, and looking for some compensation for my efforts.
He will nervously wring his hands and say, yes, well, your heroics were certainly quite... And the crew seems to kind of back you up as you say this, as they kind of look at Rooter with like a rather accusatory stare as well, as most of them were able to watch the battle unfold. And he says, I'm sure that when we get back to camp, we can send a small caravan to the nearby town of Gross and get something worthy of your efforts. I'll make sure you're paid handsomely for your heroics. In fact,
I use intuition to see if he's lying?
I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, y'all can roll an intuition check to see if you believe him or not.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, go ahead.
Rolling.
No.
Okay, Taylor.
I just start staring at the ground.
So while they roll their intuition checks, I will agree to help him, but I also let him know that if he breaks this vow to me, there will be a reckoning.
Grudging.
So how does he respond to that?
1 second, because he has to roll his own thing.
We had a fumbling failure and failure.
Oh, they're very
I'll roll a little insight. Whatever. Is it intuition? Is that the...
Yeah, intuition is like your ability to detect if someone's lying to you and such and such.
0 modifier, I'm assuming?
Yes, it's 0 modifiers.
Critical success.
I'm just like,
Meanwhile, I take a knee, and I just stare out into the while staring at the
Goji,
beach.
be sure in the bottom right you check your as to be your character, not you.
And
I while staring at the beast that that has been slain, I just say, I need to rest.
I quickly, I'm trying to like patch up the holes of his bleeding body by just like pushing it back in. Like, oh, just push it back in. You'll be nice and in a nice white and shiny robe again too, Master Elf.
I don't think he's bleeding anymore though.
no, he's just tired.
Well, there's still holes.
Yeah, there are holes. Yeah.
Many orifices to play.
Yeah.
No, he bit me in my face.
No, but you were bleeding from all your orifices.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah, but
every
that
single
wouldn't
orc.
put holes in
All
my-
of you who took that intuition check, you feel that he genuinely means what he's saying. And he nods to the dwarf and he says, of course, Master Dwarf. And the Stragani will slowly nod as they all continue trying to recover what they can of the supplies. And he says, I'll be sure all of you are fairly compensated for your efforts. And those of you willing to help take our supplies back to camp, like I said, a gold crown, which, for those of you unaware, a crown is a fuckload of money.
I will offer to help.
So like
Me
brass pennies, a single gold crown is worth 240 brass pennies. Or for those of you who deal in silver, a single gold coin is worth 20 silver. They are a lot.
So we have to take like a strength check to see if we can help lift the stuff, or
No, you just help. It'll be exhausting work, but you can just help.
before we leave, is there anything we can loot from that I can, the party can loot from the shark? Like,
That depends what you want to try and take from it. You can't take it with you. It's way too heavy on land.
Can we chop it up or something?
Yeah. Is there any meat we can use for cooking?
Shark fin soup, baby.
Yeah, man.
Last I checked,
Should I
shark.
use animal
First of
carrots
all,
to
it's
separate
not a shark. It's a
It
stirpike.
looks like a shark.
They're much dirtier. Well, I can't make a character model for a stirpike, so give me a break.
If it looks like a shark, it is a shark.
Yeah, you can try. You can try and cut some flanks off of it. Halfling, you have a cook check, right?
Someone's
I have a
echoing.
what?
Goji. Or no, it's Anna.
What?
Your mic's echoing.
For some reason. It's very
Now
echoey.
suddenly.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Are you
shit.
wearing?
I
Are
don't
you
know
wearing
what
like a
changed.
headset off or something?
No, I'm on a laptop and it has been like that. Okay, let me just.
You could just mute it when you're not talking to, and that
Yeah,
would.
that was weird. I don't know why it suddenly started doing
Yeah,
that.
push to talk.
Okay, is it echoing still?
Yes. Yeah.
3?
Is there any way that any of the bone of the shark or any, like if it's carapace, could be made into armor with my blacksmithing?
Its hide is not that tough. Like, it's tough enough for a big brute like it, but it's not like something you could make into anything.
What about the
that would
bone
work
of its teeth and its frame?
You could take its teeth if you want and try and eventually find something to do with it. More than likely,
Okay.
they'll be more like knickknacks as opposed to anything
Is there
super
anything
useful.
we can sell?
Yeah,
I mean,
let's just go.
You can certainly take parts out of it and take it with you.
We'll take the teeth.
If you want to try and get edible flanks of meat from it, though, the halfling will need to perform a trade cooking check to successfully extract some stirpike steaks.
Well, let's see what happens.
Let's do it. Let's get that halfling feast going.
Well,
Can I
it would
take
appear
its
that
teeth
we
in the
will be
meantime?
eating nicely
Yeah, you can-
today
you can
with
rip
some
out its teeth, no
stewing
problem.
steaks.
All right, Walter, add to your inventory. I'll say 6 steaks of young stirpike,
Attaboy, Walter.
and
What,
they
young what?
have an encumbrance of 2. But obviously, if you put them in a bag or a sack, then it's no
I
big
was
deal.
gonna say, you guys didn't get sacks?
Yeah, I have a backpack. I can put a lot of meat. A lot of meat.
The halfling has a sack. He's probably fine.
Just hauling.
Don't you worry.
I have a pouch and a sling bag.
Now, do we get experience for killing the shark?
You will at the end of the session.
Okay.
Experience is awarded at the end of sessions, not as things happen. To just
Okay.
keep things rolling.
Yeah, that's good.
I will also volunteer to.
Get
All right, so
everyone
just a quick
Yeah, I'll
tally.
try it,
Who all is volunteering to help?
I'm too
Everyone.
tired.
Yeah, Elf, you're out of the
I'll
question.
help. Yeah, I'll help.
I think everyone is at phone.
Let's see.
The dirty dingo.
Just checking something real quick. All right, so all of you pack up. So it sounds like everybody except Pone is helping, for obvious reasons.
So he gets no money.
Yeah. So
So
I-
split his share amongst us.
all of you start to head towards the campsite outside of Gras.
we saved as many crates because of my ability.
Ryko,
pick a fight to the face.
who is very thankful to the lot of you for saving his a little bit off grandmother, but nonetheless he loves her dearly, and all the Stragani seem to be much more invested positively in the 5 of you as a group. Ryko estimates it'll take y'all about an hour to get to camp. And as you start to move down the road, Rooter, despite the fact that his cargo boat, even though it was technically Rooter's, or it was technically Ryko's, but Ruto was the one who paid for it, he's in a fairly upbeat mood. At least he seems to be attempting to keep up a positive outlook, and he seems to encourage just some kind of basic discussion among the lot of you to try and keep morale and spirits high. If you want, y'all can attempt to gossip with the Stragani or any of the named characters, or if you want, you can just focus on getting the job done and getting to the camp.
I'm too tired to give a
I would
shit.
definitely like to attempt to gossip.
All right.
Oh yeah.
If you want to gossip, All you have to say is like, hey, I want to talk to so-and-so, roll a gossip check, and just let me know what you want to ask them.
Alright, I wanna talk to the grandma. And yeah, let's roll gossip. Any modifier?
Yes, because... oh god, the echo. 1 second.
Yeah, if you plug your headphones into the laptop, and it should solve that problem.
Okay. So, because you saved Vodoma, you actually will automatically pass any gossip checks you make with any of the Stragani, including Raiko and Vodama, unless you ask them about certain subjects.
Wait, say that again because I was plugging headphones.
Okay,
You auto-pass.
so the Stragani and Raiko are not talking a bunch as y'all are heading towards Gross, and you notice as you're walking that kind of a brownish mist or a fog. It's very unpleasant looking. It's kind of starting to build up a bit, and you notice the Stragani seem a bit uncomfortable. That being said, Vodama is very withdrawn. She seems very inwardly focused at the moment. You could try to talk to her if you'd like. Raiko is more than happy to speak a fair bit, and Rooter is literally just talking his head off to anybody that will listen.
Yeah, I would still like to try to gossip.
Sure, you don't have to make a check. You can just ask her whatever you want.
All right, so I'm gonna ask her that fog. I would like to ask her, dear lady, are you perhaps... What?
Whilst this is happening, can I see the winds of magic?
No, you're too tired.
Damn it.
You are
worry, Paul, we also can see when...
Yeah, you are a dead man walking, bro.
Yeah, well, anyway, so I'm asking Grandma...
Say again?
I'm asking Grandma if she knows what the fuck the fog is.
All right, as you try to speak with her, if you lean in close enough, she keeps muttering to herself something about a beast, and seems to be whispering names of people you don't remember being mentioned, and she does not seem aware of your presence. Like, she's just sort of following the caravan as y'all are going, but she's very withdrawn and seems very focused on something.
All right, can I can I do perception check?
Okay, what are you trying to perceive?
I'm trying to perceive perhaps the origin of...
It's too heavy to tell. You won't be able to do that.
Okay. Well, who else can I talk to? Maybe
you can talk to any of the white shirts who are our sub-in for red shirts. Any of the regular Stragani. They all seem pretty tired. You notice a lot of them are yawning a lot, and they seem really exhausted. But you can talk to any of the Stragani. You can talk to Rooter, who's the merchant that brought you guys on. Or you can talk to your party members. Or you can talk to Raiko, who is the head of the Stragani.
Raiko, the captain.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
Barge Master,
yeah.
yeah. He's the grandson of Vodoma.
Yeah, well, maybe he knows something about that fog. Should I perform a check?
You won't have to, because you saved Vodoma.
Okay.
So you want to ask him about the fog?
Yes.
He sort of looks around uncomfortably, and he says, well, according to rumors, this place is cursed with ghosts and all sorts of other nasty things. I know Mother Vodoma talks about the beasts in the marshes, and he kind of nods towards the river, and he says, marshes are across the river up towards the mountains there, and you can actually see the mountains he's referring to a little bit in the distance, and you can tell the fog gets way heavier over there. And he looks very uncomfortable speaking about it, but is clearly pushing through. He yawns a bit before saying, not many good folk come out here for good reason.
Well, how many of the party members...
How many what?
How many our party members, how many of them hear that conversation?
He talks really low, So if anyone wants to make a perception check to have overheard it, they can. But other than that, they won't hear it.
Okay. Well, then I would like to ask him if he's familiar with the area and if he ever any entity in here.
He sort of frowns. He goes, "No, I can't say we're too familiar with this area, miss. We only came here because to work for Rooter because no one else would. This area is too cursed. I mean, most places are cursed, but this area is super cursed."
Okay, it doesn't sound too well. Goodness gracious. All right, well, I would like to just turn to my husband and urge him to trot next to me so he could hear on that.
I will
That's
move that
about it.
direction and see. Does anyone else in the party have any questions?
Well, I was gonna go try to charm the old lady into talking to me about the beast.
You can try.
Yes.
But you have charm
I
animal,
will-
not charm.
I just,
yeah, animal.
I just manage a
Tame her.
rest. No.
Charm. Do I get any modifiers or no?
As y'all are walking, the fog has become thick enough that you can see the path you're on and the people around you, but you can't see the river anymore, and you can't see either side of the path.
Sotek, do I get any modifiers on
No.
charming her? Or no? Okay, no.
Nope.
Damn.
She is too focused on whatever it is she's doing. Whatever mysterious thing or crazy thing that she's...
And I can't really hear what like names she's muttering. Or
They sound very foreign.
Failure, bro.
just epic failure.
No, boy.
Not
That being
stumbling,
said,
but almost.
As y'all are walking, Rooter sort of jogs up to the dwarf, and he's being very noisy compared to the Stragani. And he looks over and he says, "Well done with that big carp back there, my friend. You did an excellent job caving its head in. I was thoroughly impressed."
Thank you for the kind words, laddie.
He nods and says, I'm sure Thulgrim will be very impressed. He's a dwarf, you know, back at our camp. He's an engineer hired out of Karak Asgaraz."
I would like to express how excited I am to finally speak to a fellow dwarf.
Also, I'm not enough of a company.
I will grumble, and I will suggest that we move forward, lest we be consumed by the mist and the fog.
Oh, Rooter's keeping y'all moving. He just is
Okay.
trying to keep the mood up.
Yeah. I would like to thank him and express my excitement for meeting a fellow Dawi.
Okay, as y'all continue walking, every once in a while, the Stragani are very uncomfortable, and you notice they are very tense, and those of them that have daggers or cudgels are holding their weapons and seem they're on edge. And every once in a while, y'all hear weird sounds occasionally around you.
Guys, can I suggest a 2-minute break? Because I need to pee.
Yep, 10-minute break.
I'm gonna draw poop, and yeah, I need to pee too. So
Yep, no problem. 10-minute
everybody
break.
pee.
How much longer are we going?
That's up to y'all.
Don't you do it, Ryan?
Yeah,
Don't you
I'm getting.
fucking
I would
I'm
probably.
getting pretty tired.
Well, yeah, and I've got to run a
Yeah.
tournament tomorrow, so I would probably like to go for maybe like another. So probably after Anna gets back,
Like 11:30.
probably get to the camp and then call it. So,
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
sounds good.
once Anna's back, maybe another 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. Everybody having fun?
Oh yeah.
No peas.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to survive.
You get my.
Pone, sorry, you got absolutely boned.
Dude, I'm not Knuckles chosen.
I thought for sure the halfling was gonna get fish feed, but no, it was the elf wizard.
I was just too far away to do anything. I was like, well,
Do our wounds on this march back heal at all, or is that something we have to rest to do?
Nah, you're marching. You're not gonna have
Okay,
time.
so
Your body's still working.
okay, fair play. I was just curious how that system worked. If it like transitioned from scene to scene, if it perhaps heals. Like, so we could have maybe opted to sit on the shore and feast and rest, but I guess the crew probably wouldn't have wanted to do that.
Yeah, y'all will have time to rest once you arrive at camp.
Okay. So we could still be like ambushed or something, which is probably going to happen.
Probably.
That looks exciting. That shark got destroyed.
Yeah, he did, but he did a number on you guys. I'll say that.
I know, you almost
Must
got
be
it.
our tone.
Y'all didn't have to fight him.
Well, the problem is that Pone got swept into its mouth, so it's either we leave him to die and get dragged away in the water, or
That's
we
true.
help him.
Should have
So-
left him.
I mean, you had a solid option to use Vodoma as a distraction, but I figured y'all's party's probably a little too heroic for that.
Well, yeah, and it's like she's like this mystical arcane character, right? That's
Yeah.
like kind of has a story arc to her.
I think Arcane might be a bit of a stretch.
Okay. fair
Mystical,
play.
sure.
Yeah, it's like she's an interesting character. And
Yeah. Yeah.
we're talking about the old crone.
Well, of course not about me. You wouldn't call me mystical. With a story arc, of course.
With
Yes,
no story
Zeus.
arc. No story arc for you.
Don't you wave me away.
I wasn't. I was doing the.
And Anna's character's just gonna get like super angry and just be like, not putting out. Fuck the dwarf.
No, I'm good, baby. Thank you. Thank you. I might save it for tomorrow.
And before we adjourn for the night, we will schedule the next one because I find that tends to be the best system to prevent campaigns from just dying. off.
Can we have conversations between our characters right now?
Yeah,
while
go
we're
for it.
wait?
I encourage it.
Yes.
You
I
can
would like
talk
to.
you can talk
I'd like
Mr.
to
Gonnet
approach
or whatever.
Walt. I'd like to approach Walter Bobblefoot and ask him why he has become so quiet.
I think Italian walked away for a minute.
Why so crazy?
Okay, I guess I would like to approach one of the crewmen and ask why he is drawing his weapon.
He looks around at the fog and gives you a really look in response.
I will grumble and return to my marching. Is the halfling back yet?
Of course not.
Well, in the meantime, you do feel you're getting close to your destination, and Reuter continues
back.
talking loudly to everyone's annoyance for the most part, but the bubbling sounds coming on either side of the banks are getting louder.
Okay.
Can
I
I-
will. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, do a perception.
Oh, I just wanted to do a perception check.
Sure.
User, what do your elf eyes see, milady?
Let's see. Any
You-
modifier?
Do you want to do a sight-based perception check? Because remember,
Okay,
you're an
what does that
elf,
mean?
so you have acute vision, so you have a bonus to that.
Yes.
Okay, so I do what?
So you just roll a
I
perception check.
do
So you roll your perception and then see what
yeah,
happens.
and then do what modifier? Do I have any modifier?
It'll give you. Hold on, let me check. Because I was hoping I had written this in your sheet, but I hadn't yet, so that's something I'll put on my to-do list for acute senses. Let's see. It'll let you. Okay, so so roll it, and if you succeed at your perception check, it'll just give you an additional success level.
Oh
s-
boy.
You see fog.
Can I attempt as well?
That's rich.
Sure. Are you trying to use your sight?
Yeah, I'm gonna do sight-based perception.
Okay. You also see fog. In fact,
Halfling.
you're not entirely sure you see
Darling,
fog
there's
anymore.
so much fog around us.
Battery low.
We have to ask the filthy halfling to take a check. I would like to approach Walter Bobblefoot and ask him if he sees anything in the fog,
Charging battery.
because my old dwarf eyes betray me.
Halfling, are you here, Walter? Walter!
Classic.
Dashi.
Of course, he ran away somewhere.
Typical halflings.
Typical.
Let's. I'll ask the human. I'll ask Mr. Meeser. I'm basically just gonna utter a warning to the party members and ask if any of them see anything in the fog. So perception, yeah. Might as well take a volume of perception checks.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
91.
Yeah, y'all are fucking blind out here.
Well, I know the halfling has good perception as well, and the elves. So.
But obviously, halfling is gone.
Like you can't even see your feet. You feel like you're walking in clouds, and it's very unpleasant because of how creepy and humid it is.
Does the fog smell anyhow?
It doesn't smell great, but it doesn't smell like particularly mysterious or bad.
Now, is there any way, kind of, having that battle history of knowing something impending, can I use my battle language to kind of give people a bit of preparation for conflict?
Nope.
Okay.
Not unless they also speak battle tongue.
Well, we're not in battle quite yet. Is there anything?
I actually have good perception too, damn it.
You do, but since you have 9 tired conditions.
Oh yeah, I'm not even attempting. I'm just too tired.
You raise your head to squint out.
I said we needed to rest, and everybody just decided to grab shit and get moving.
The river was probably not a safe place to stop.
Yeah, we were on the side of the river.
30 more.
Can we light torches?
Do you have any torches?
Do we have any torches, team?
Nope.
People have candles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a candle,
that's
but
true.
that's not gonna.
Some of you have candles and or matchsticks. Or a tinderbox.
I have a tinderbox. Yeah, I have a tinderbox.
Doesn't the crew have any?
No, they were not prepared to walk through the fog. They were hoping to take the boat until they got to the dock.
Right.
That being said,
Right.
many of them whisper that you shouldn't create. When you mention that, not Rooter. Names.
The other guy.
Yes, but I must remember. Raiko. Raiko mutters to you that, "Oh, light's not a good idea out here, lady. It attracts ghosts."
Well, I would like to ask him, where did he hear that?
He just sort of shrugs and he goes, "It's just common knowledge among the Strigani."
I would like to ask him if he ever attracted a ghost by putting on some light and fire.
He looks at you as you're walking and says, "No, of course not, because I'm not stupid enough to use light in a fog. Not in a cursed place like this."
Can we?
Well-
Can I pick up the halfling and carry him? So we can
Goddamn gypsies.
Oh, y'all are assumed to be still moving.
Okay.
You're not stopping for any reason.
Okay.
And if y'all run out of
hey,
stuff to talk about, then I'm just gonna fast forward.
Yeah, let's move
camp.
forward.
Doesn't the human have outdoor survival?
The human does, yes, but that's really only useful if you're trying to set up a camp or find food or something.
Is the
Okay, all right.
Sounds like the halfling's back.
Is the
Maybe.
halfling
The
back?
halfling crawling out of his halfling hole.
Yeah, that's definitely him, but I don't know if he has his headphones on yet.
We should check our food supplies. This is where we find.
Well, he has. As long as he survives, he can cook us the shark shanks.
Damn right.
I see that's your main concern, Darwin.
Oh yeah, Ryan, you should perform. We're in deep fog, walking down. It's suspicious, and we all perform perception
Where the
checks.
hell have you been, first of all?
Calm down.
I told him
okay.
minutes.
So yeah, if you want to do a perception check, we all failed, unfortunately. So.
Okay. I did too.
No, you see fog. All right.
Yeah, let's move on.
Does anyone have anything else they want to talk to Raiko or Rooter about, or any of the Strigani?
No.
Going once.
No.
I'll ask them what weird animals and shit lies around in this area.
The one you ask yawns audibly, and he says, "Look, our boat crashed. We're all very tired. None of us have been sleeping well. Nobody's getting good sleep. And I just I just want to get to camp.
I agree with this, Strigani, and I urge that we move forward.
All right. After a little over an hour of walking through dangerous feeling fog, you finally arrive at the campsite.
Let's break a camp? Or no, let's investigate around the camp, or are there people in the camp?
Hold on 1 second. I have to move, y'all.
I perform Berserker Rage.
Casting magic spells in the boxes.
Magic missile.
Oh no, I'm out of mana.
Fireball. I love that video so much.
Wait, why am I going in first?
Don't worry.
Send in the haggard, tired.
You'll all be okay.
I'm like the most tired guy.
These gypsies are gonna steal from you so quickly.
These gypsies.
All right. So you all arrive on the camp. It is a tiny little thing. It's building up to be a textile mill on it's on the river that you've been following, the Verfafluss, but it's on a little isthmus between the Verfafluss River and the Gross Lake, which the Gross Lake, if you were to keep following along the coastline past the camp and just keep going for another little while, eventually you would reach the town of Grosse. And if you would venture and if you were able to take some of the wagons, which the Strigani in this camp have many wagons, you could even reach Ubersreich after a little ways of travel. That being said, you do finally arrive in the main camp, and although the fog is lessened somewhat, it's still fairly oppressive, and it's a very damp, cold camp. There's no sunlight, and everything kind of feels wrong here. Like there's something concerning about this place. It feels
Intuition
cursed.
check.
Sure, but wait till my description's done. Across the lake, though, across the Verfafluss River and the Gross Lake, you can actually see those mountains that were mentioned earlier, and it's a nice big lake, but the water's like gray, like it's this really dirty color, and it's cold as hell. Unfortunately, y'all have discovered. And although the camp has kind of a nice spot, it makes sense why it would be a good spot for a textile mill, especially with a water wheel acting as a main power source, because it's a very nice location. It just feels bad here. Like there's a lot of mist, and all of you have your eyes sort of drawn to a space just beyond the camp where there's a little trail that leads up a hill, and on top of it is this strange group of large standing stones in a big circle. And everything about this place just feels bad. That being said, it looks worse across the river where you've been told the swamps are, because the fog over there just looks ugly. It is a deep, dark brown fog that it looks like a poison mist from here. You suspect it's not because y'all experienced some of the brown fog earlier and you did not choke and die, but it just does not look like a good place to go. And I think with that physical description, I think we will go ahead and call it for tonight.
Sure.
All right.
That way we will start off next time with introducing the new people y'all get to meet in camp. And me not having to do that again.
I see the dwarf.
So, now for rewards. Hooray!
Yay!
Okay, so I will edit your current EXP onto your sheet for you. I'll tell you how much you earned, but don't add it yourself. I'll add it, that way I keep track.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought everyone did a really, really good job role playing, and y'all, let's see. And y'all saved Vodoma's life, so you get bonus experience for that.
But what did we agree was the party long term?
Well,
Well,
y'all did not agree on something, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I didn't think we did either.
So y'all need to decide.
I knew money
Really?
was the short term.
Short term. Oh, okay. Well,
Maybe
what,
it's
do
people.
what do y'all want to accomplish as a party now that you've sort of gotten to know each other a little bit?
Not
Well,
dying.
we kind of still don't like each other, do we?
The bonds of fellowship grow closer after conflict.
Yeah.
And we
Not.
don't have to decide on anything till the end of this little adventure because there's. Oops, I definitely just did that wrong. That's what I wanted.
You'll need to edit that part.
You'll need to
Okay,
edit
so all of y'all's
a lot.
experience has been edited. All of you got 75 experience for this session. So now let's talk about how experience works, because we probably should have gone over that before this campaign started, but whatever, we're here now.
Yeah, I have a shit ton. I haven't.
So in all of you have a copy of the main book, right?
Yes,
I don't have it downloaded. yet.
Well, you're
in the-
gonna need to download it.
it's in the Dropbox.
I don't know why. Yeah, especially you, wizard. You're gonna need to download it.
You just download it from Discord. It's pretty easy.
But
So, if you go to page 43, you will see the advancement page, and it tells you how you can spend your experience.
Okay.
You'll notice that underneath it says for characteristics, skill improvement, and talents all have different costs. And you'll notice that for skills and characteristics, it has like a series of columns and rows. And it looks a little confusing, but it's pretty straightforward. Whatever number advance it is that you're purchasing, that is how much experience it costs to do that. So, for instance, it says for advances 0 to 5, characteristics cost 25 experience per, and skills cost 10 experience per. So, for instance, let's say you look at your character and you say, I want to increase my strength by 2 points, 2
What page
advances.
is this one?
This is on page 43. 43. So you would look at it and say, hey, I want to put 2 advances in strength, for instance, which is a characteristic. If you have 0 to 5 advances in strength, so let's say you've already put a point in, so you have 1 advance. So for your second and third advance, it would be 25 experience per point. Or let's say you wanted to level up your gossip skill. You'd look at gossip and say, okay, I have 0 advances in gossip. So for the next 5 advances in gossip, it costs 10 experience per advance. But the moment that I try and get my 6th advancement, it's going to cost 15. So, and just a word of it, with special circumstances excluded, you can only level up the characteristics and skills that have a check mark for your career. There are ways to get skills and characteristics from outside your career to level up. You just ask me about it. But like if your character performs some amazing feat regarding like a skill that you normally don't have access to, I might allow you to go ahead and level it up for like a discount or something. And for talents, you'll see underneath other improvement costs, it'll pretty much tell you that talents are very straightforward. To get a new talent costs 100 experience. If you want to take a talent that you already have multiple times, which some talents you can do that, like your resolute talent turn, which gives you
Yes.
If you wanted to take it again, it costs an additional 100 experience per level. So the first time you take a talent, it costs 100 experience. Second time you take a talent, 200 experience.
Fair play.
To advance out of your career, so to complete your career, you need all the talents for your career. You need at least 5 advances in all of your checked skills, and at least 5 advances in all of your checked characteristics. Once you've accomplished that, if you have the correct trappings, you can either level up into a higher tier, or you can move to a different career within your class, like rogue or warrior or peasant. If you have any specific questions, now is a great time.
I only needed one more talent before I could level up, right?
Let's see. So let's look up your career. Your career is a wizard.
Wizard apprentice.
Wizard Apprentice, which is... Where are you? Academics, physician, engineer, lawyer, apothecary.
I do, Anna. He's my favorite.
Okay, so the
Yeah, you
wizard...
like the hair.
The wizard career is on page 60. So, looking at that and looking at your character sheet, you need to have at least 5 advances in weapon skill. Currently, you have 0 advances in weapon skill. You also need 5 advances in intelligence, which you don't have. And you also need 5 advances in willpower, which you don't have. So you need to get all of those up from 0 to 5. Then the next thing you need to do is get all of your checked skills up to 5 advances, which for the most part you've done. No, you've done that. Okay, so that's done. And then you need every talent, which for you, the only talent you are missing, you have Second Sight, you have Read and Write. So yes, you're only missing 1 talent, which is Etheric Attunement, which that'll cost you 100. Now, the other thing I want to note for you guys is that that's what you need to level up, but that doesn't mean you have to stop leveling up a relevant thing at that point. Like, let's say your career has melee basic, and you're like, man, I want to be really good at hitting stuff. So you can level up a characteristic or skill as many times as you want into infinity. It just gets more expensive the more points you invest in it. And the general way it works is a characteristic or a skill you can level up as any time so long as you stay within your class. So for instance, Professor Pone is a wizard class. There are 4 tiers within the wizard class. So right now he's an apprentice wizard, for instance. But so long as he is any type of wizard, he can level up any of the skills or any of the characteristics at any time, so long as they are in his tier or below. So he's an apprentice wizard right now, which means he can only do the apprentice wizard once. But if he was a master wizard, then he could level up any of the skills from any of the tiers that he's in or has been through. On the other hand are talents. Talents you can only upgrade if they are in the career that you're currently in. So if you're an apprentice wizard and you want to, say, level up petty magic multiple times, you can only do that while you're an apprentice wizard. The moment you become a wizard, which is the next tier, you can't level up petty magic anymore unless you go back to apprentice wizard. Does that make sense? I know that was a mouthful.
It's kind of like tech trees. Like,
yeah.
I got it.
Some, yeah.
All right. If anyone has any questions, just let me know. But I would heavily advise you to spend most, if not all, of your experience before next session.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, look at the Discord, by the way. Look at the picture. Anna made that.
Send them the fixed one.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I'm gonna make that the thumbnail.
Hold on.
Okay.
That was my purpose.
Here's the other one. There you go.
Which one do I
The
use?
second one.
Oh, second one.
The second one, cause
Dude, look at
Loki's
the
character was kinda bending
That was
the
corrected
gravity.
me.
look at the dwarf thighs on Anna's character, just like and barely hidden by
Damn.
Nick's biceps.
That's
I know, right?
That's
All right,
dope.
and we
How do
are.
you guys like the halfling?
It looks
I love
perfect.
I love
So good.
everything about
He's the ginge.
All right, and we are adjourned, so I'm turning off the recording now. Thanks for watching. Bye.